Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the SFA Season 20 Week 0 Bear Cave games. We are back. We've got subs. A month and a half, it seems. Decades off my life. A move across states from California to Colorado. And we are officially back on the eve of my 29th birthday. Couldn't have asked for a better birthday present than a week 0 slate like this. Thank you guys all for joining in. There might be a little bit of feedback or echoing. I'm going to probably soundproof my office here at the new place. But for today, we're going to get it done. We have a beautiful slate of games, 12 Bear Cave games, and then, of course, a game day rematch of the CFP opening round overtime game between Georgia Tech and Iowa. We're going live at the same time as normal, but the schedule is going to be fluctuating here. For February, it's probably going to be a little bit later than usual, probably at 4:30 Pacific time or my time, Mountain time, like 5:30. And then in March, it might go later, or we might do some morning game days. But we'll figure that all out as we go. But we've got subs from Florida Man. We got Dogwater, Fat Boy. We've got Wind. We've got Cam. Thank you guys for joining. Wind up to 35 months, an absolute beast. Coach Fi up to 27 months. Cam at 2 years. Thank you guys for supporting us. It's the only reason I still do this is the people. We're going into a new decade. So without further ado, let's get on into this stuff. As you guys know, this is Bear Cave, the best games of the week, which is all of them here in week 0. We'll jump in sim to the end. If it's close, we'll watch it live. If not, we will move on to the next game. And guys, 2014 playoff this year, so every game is going to matter for those at-large spots, especially these week 0 games, all of them non-conference, so it's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so let me get this Bear Cave thing off my screen, and forgive me as, of course, it is a new season. I've been out of practice, so there might be some errors, but my internet is double the speed, so I shouldn't have any more crashing problems. We can handle the Fat Boy watching here all the way from South Carolina. All right, so first game of the day, of course, is going to be Florida Atlantic and UNLV. These teams qualified for week 0 based on their conference finishes last year. UNLV got slaughtered in the portal. No more Parker Towns. So let's see what happens on Bear Cave. This is a Florida Atlantic -2. So as always, we put out some predictions. This is the best way to earn Babanos, which allow you to earn raffle tickets to get yourself a chance at a reward player at the end of the season. After game day today, like normal, we're going to have pipeline recruits revealed, and then I will reveal week 1 tomorrow, as we've got Coach Key coming in. Heck yeah, he gifts 5. That's 120 to the channel. Thank you so much, Coach Key. I think it's going to be a nice year for the Omahags. But man, it hurts my soul here to see UNLV down to a 68 overall. We got some bits from Florida Man. All right, so without further ado, let's get on into it. You guys got to get those predictions in. Use those channel points here. Can't let the first prediction of the season go pointless. All right, so here we go. We'll jump on board with the away team. Oh, baby, we are so back. We've never been more back, baby. So Nathan Pizza, Jackie Moon, our defending champ. Mango is here. Howard Black is here. It's a great day to be an SFA coach. Unless, of course, you lose. All right, here we go. We're so back. I got to adjust my volume. I can hear a lot more in my new apartment. Welcoming Coach Kenzie. Might have to turn down crowd noise. I don't know. All right, but anyways, let's get on into it. All of these are neutral site games. If it is loud, I can adjust the volume. Just let me know. So this is at the Latina Jews Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, and we are off the SFA Season 20. The new decade has officially started, and UNLV scores first. They lost like 2 running backs to the portal and their quarterback, and they're still a dome shot in Florida Atlantic for now. Now, not a lot of scoring here in the second quarter. 7-7. UNLV scores right before half. All right, if it's loud as fuck, let me turn it down here. How is that crowd noise now? 21-7. As we go to the fourth quarter. So remember, my my RPCS 3 had to reset in the off season because of the glitch. So I'll go fix crowd noise right now. Here, let's just do that while we're here, because I do not want crowd noise to be a problem, because it is a problem in my own headset. I'm going to guess it's probably was volume control there. So commentators I already turned down. Crowd, do we really need a crowd? Let's turn this stuff down to 50. I don't remember what I had it at. Okay, so I'm going to turn it back up, and then we'll see if 50 is good enough. I can always change it. Yeah, I've never, this is a, of course I had to re-download everything, so I don't remember my settings from 2022, unfortunately. All right, so we're going to go one play at a time here because FAU does have the ball. They could make this a one-possession game. They've got to go for it here, and they do. They get it. So, of course, you guys know under 2 minutes is when we're going to jump into the ball game, and that is now. UNLV, Florida Atlantic kicking off the season. Florida Atlantic. Oh, no. 3rd and -65. Let's see if they, oh no, we have the head glitch. What a way to start the season. Okay, so after this play, somebody's going to go offsides here. And it's way too loud. Alright, so hold on. I knew there'd be some issues, of course, so volume control. Alright, so let's turn all of this down to 10. Ay, ay, ay. Because that's what the menu music is on. Yeah, I don't know. 4th and -65. Not sure what we're doing here. But we're just going to sim. We're not going to go into the play, and then I have to restart, of course. So UNLV gets a field goal here. Can FAU find a way back into the game? Luckily, this happens with a game with CPU teams, so we don't necessarily care here. Can't jump in, unfortunately. But UNLV, oh no, it's giving me trophies. Ay, ay, ay. So here's a look at the scoring summary. You know we're back when we have all sorts of blue square. It's getting its 2 months worth of issues. As Alex Parker, the redshirt freshman, goes 16 of 42 and wins. That's 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. 169 yards from Warren. And nothing crazy on the defensive side here. And for FAU, Bill Hancock, 21 of 52, 275, and 3 touchdowns. Watts had 48 yards. Yeah, these teams did not get any better in the offseason, but they did earn that week 0, so that's why they face each other. Good game. UNLV with the outright victory here to start the season. No more SFA players on either side, but that is to start your Bear Caves. UNLV outright. I'm already 0 for 1 on the year. Gotta get our players of the game here. That is UNLV outright victory. Alright, and before we keep going, I just want to make sure I have my autosave on. Cool. It's a glitch with the helmets, so I gotta restart my client here. So give me 1 second. This happens from time to time. Most notably, the Eastern Michigan upset over who was that? It was Baylor, Coach Flame, who had to deal with that. We got a hype chest at least. We got an applause break. I muted it so it's not going to blast your ears. We'll figure out the crowd noise. A couple growing pains here. New decade, of course. So 37% of you guys went with UNLV, and you get yourself some Bobanos to kick off the season. Congratulations. Mango CFB 26 faces a lot different issues than just visual glitches. Besides, it's been a month and a half. You didn't think the blue square was going to come back and destroy us? Come on now. All right, here we go. Let's get back into it. Got volume back. So 1 game in the books. And now we're going to go to Cincinnati and UTSA. So UTSA loses day night. We'll see how they play against Cincinnati, who no longer has any... no more SFA players. Are you going to go with Cincy, who's an 8-point favorite? Or are you going to go with UTSA? Are they going to find a way to save the day? No more dog water voodoo on this team, but there's still a 75 overall. So thank you guys for joining in. We got a ton of people checking in here. We got 21 viewers right now, despite the glitches. So thank you guys. Of course, we're itching for SFA action. So here we go, Cincinnati and UTSA. And of course, I tested every single game in week 0 to make sure that we had all the neutral sites, and not once did I get that helmet glitch. So we'll see what happens here. All right, so we're going to go heads and kick. And let me know if I need to raise the volume back up a little bit. I don't know if I do. I'd rather have no volume than crazy volume. So here we go. 3-0 Cincinnati, 10-0, 17-0 out of the gate for Cincinnati. What a first quarter. 17-7, 24-7. Can UTSA fight back? 31 in the first half. 38-14. Cincinnati running away with it. Amazing offense. Maybe they didn't need Dirk Doink here. UTSA looks like they're kind of dead in the water here. 48-14. So it looks like we got a Cincinnati cover on its way. We'll end the game here. And there it is. 48-14. So a quick one there. Cincy with the cover. Okay, so game stats. I got to lower the universal volume, I think. So Abdul Morton, 17 of 40, 261 and a touchdown. They ran the ball for 8 times, 8 yards for Chris Alexander. Ricardo Romero, 130 yards. Oof. This team is stinky. No more SFA players, of course. Hollis with a sack. 2 deflections. And for Cincinnati, Jermaine Williams, the senior, 30 of 44, 404, and 5 touchdowns. That might be hard to beat for player of the week here in week 0. They didn't run the ball too well, but Jesse McCoy, Tavares Spicer, Vernon Rogers, great showing here for Cincinnati, showing that they're probably among the favorites in the American Conference yet again. All right, so yeah, I gotta change the, when we get into the next game, I'll change the volume of like the clicking. My God. Welcome in, Coach Cal. And all the games will be posted in the server a little bit later. BearCave results will come out tonight. So this is a Cincy cover for those of you guys betting at home. Let's pay out that prediction. Only 30% of you guys trusted Cincinnati. So let's pay that out. Ay, ay, ay. Why is it so loud? Well, you know, let's just fix this right now, huh? Let's fix. If anyone wants to see our custom AI, is that not in this mode? Visual settings. I guess I have to be in the game. Or hold on. Let me just save it. Let's just do this all on stream here together. Volume control, master volume. See, this should all be 10, I guess. Master volume just down. Feels like it didn't change, but whatever. All right, we keep on moving. Next up, here we go. First user game. So, Kenzie, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. And if you want any special jerseys as a Patreon coach, I forgot to ask you guys about that till right this second. But in any event, Fresno State still has Conrad Gatterdam, but they lost a lot of their SFA players. So who are you rocking with? Are you rocking with Fresno? Or are you rocking with Rutgers, who kind of had a dream season last year? RNG kind of saved the day a couple of times. So are you rocking with Fresno or Rutgers here? Who do you guys got? Kick? Yeah, you're technically the home team at neutral site. So you can pick kick. And then, do you want a special jersey, Kenzie? Let me know. Okay, Rutgers get the upset here. The AAC already on a generational run. Okay, Kenzie's not saying anything, so I'm just going default. Oh my God. He puts in all black after I click OK. Brother, I gave you like 45 seconds. All right, here we go. Conrad Gatterdam. Senior season, he's pretty much all alone. They're still favorites in the Mountain West. Literally, I clicked it before I saw it there, Kenzie. All right. Oh, we've got the Duke's Mayo Classic Bowl. So this is the Hog Honey Mayo Bowl Classic. So first quarter, can Rutgers shock the world? Behind, who is it? Jim Romo, I believe, is starting at quarterback. It's not working well here. No points here yet for Rutgers. Maybe they're a second half team. They score. There we go, Kenzie. 17-7 here at halftime, though. They've got to find a way to get a stop on defense. 31-14. They're going to need a miracle fourth quarter here. Long drive ends with nothing. 38-14. It might be a splattering here at the Mayo Bowl, but they do get a late touchdown up to 21 points. They get one back here. We're going to go one play at a time to see if they can't find a way. And the defense just kind of owning them here. 41, and that is your final. So a Fresno cover here. We'll see what happened. I mean, Jim Romo, 27 points, not too bad. Cobbins gets into the end zone a couple of times here. Romo throws 2 touchdowns. Let's wait to see the stats. 24, 39, 312, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 61%. Maybe not the greatest game, but still serviceable. He ran 4 times for 22 yards, 110 for Juice Cobbins. And Edward Brown had 9 for 150. Bill Kramer 4 for 50 here. Tim Tolbert, 12 tackles. Tiki Samanyoa, SFA guy, 3 TFLs. And Tula Teoki, the SFA freshman, the first SFA freshman to make a splash. He gets a sack here today. 2 deflections, no forced fumbles. And for Fresno State, Conrad Gatterbum, 28 for 36, 354, and 5 touchdowns. No longer has the elite supporting cast, but maybe he doesn't need it this year. Maybe Coach Kennelly was the problem, as Cody Price goes 8 pancakes. Couple TFLs here, 2 sacks and a pick here for Scott Hill and Patterson. And now we'll do it. 41-27. So we got Conrad Gatterbum getting player of the day. And, Scott Hill is a defensive end. So Jim Romo throwing it to the other defensive line. Do we have a quarterback battle brewing at Rutgers here? This is a cover. 65% of the money was on the cover. You guys got that right. Congratulations. And now let's go. This is where the games start getting interesting. You've got a team now that is really in need of these non-conference victories. Eastern Michigan, a team projected to be in the mix for the MAC. But if they don't win the MAC, they better hope that they win the rest of these games so that they can still get into the college football playoff. Bob Toledo, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. This is a 5.5-point favorite here for Eastern Michigan. We also got Coach Fire here. He had a good portal class and some good recruits coming in, so we'll see what he can do. Is Army on the rise? Tails. Okay, but you gotta let me know what you want to do with the tails when you win. Heads or tails, kick or receive. Tails and kick. I like Jim Romo as the quarterback, Kenzie, but I cannot deny Desi Inman did play very well last year in relief for Jim Romo with the injury, so who really knows? With my move, I did get a soda stream. I do recommend it. Very nice to be able to just create fun drinks in your own house. Alright, let's get on into it. Yeah, Flame already on the bracketology mindset. Hopefully each week I'll be able to put out a bracketology column or something. So here we go. Chase Hayden, is this finally the year he puts it all together? He's been the quarterback for quite some time for Bob Toledo. But he's facing Army, the only team that gets a home game here. Oh no. Blue square striking again. Throw a flag on the play like our new watermark this year. Oh no, it did jump back. We saved the day. We saved Christmas. The blue square has shined fondly upon us here. Yeah, week 0, man. The blue square did not enjoy us being gone for a month and a half, let me tell you. Audio is too quiet now. Let's just dive on in here and see what's going on, right? Yeah, we got an unfreeze. So I put master volume at 50%. What if I put these at 20? Or maybe it's this custom stadium sounds that are a problem. Menu sounds, menu music. Alright, let me know how that feels. No, there does need to be some sound in the backfield at least. Alright, here we go. Eastern Michigan and Army. Bob Toledo versus Coach Fire Dogs. Fire Dogs on the board first. Oh no, Eastern Michigan. They have all that talent on offense, but they can't score. Where's Billy Barcelona? They finally score here. 9-7. They're killing them with field goals, but Eastern Michigan fights back, and they have the lead currently right on the bubble of a cover. We're at halftime, folks. Will this be the first game we jump into? They're killing them with field goals. 5 field goals here for Army. Can we get 2 more? Can Army do the unthinkable? We're going to go one play at a time here. See if we can't get it done. 22-15. They're desperate for a touchdown here. And the field goal's no good for EMU. Oh, baby. Army has their chance. But they punt it away to Billy Barcelona. They got to play some defense, and they don't get it done. So here we go. Down by 7. Eastern Michigan and Army. Army's got to get a stop. Here's the snap. I hear a lot of the player sounds. My God. Our PA announcer is loud as all get out. 2nd and 4. Handoff up the middle. It's a first down for EMU. You guys like the volume level? Okay. 22-15. Desperation time for Army. One more first down would do it. He gears to the outside. That is a horse collar. All right, people like where the volume is. I'll just adjust my headset instead. So 2nd and 6. Everybody against the line. Handoff up the gut, and they stuff him. Oh, they tabletop him. Watch those ACLs. So 22-15, game on the line right here. Remember, they did miss a field goal last time out. Split backs here. Chase Hayden. Is he going to keep it himself? You run this clock down to about 1 minute and 4 seconds. What is the call for Bob Toledo? A must-win situation. The snap. Hayden. He hits his man with the throw, and they go out of bounds, but it will not matter. We lost the UI with the glitch, but that's Clint Jackson from the portal will get them this victory. So Eastern Michigan will survive here on the road. It is a neutral site game against a military opponent, of course, but you fluctuate between the military sites, so Army got it done this season. So that's an EMU cover, folks, for those of you guys at home. Congratulations, almost murdered by field goals, bludgeoned by the foot. But 22-15 is your final. And oh baby, we are cooking here in the new decade. I feel like we've honed in the settings and now we are just vibing. So Chase Hayden gets the victory. Everything's glitched there at the end because the game froze on us, so it should be fixed in the next game. I forgot in the first couple of weeks season I have to mash the A button when we start a game. Yes, there's a lot of different tools out there, Flame. For ranking and resume, we rely on Rick's tool for that, for the most part. Well, Dogwater, you've been in the playoff committee. We primarily use Rick's tool for any big decisions. Mike's transitive rankings. 19 to 28 here for Chase Hayden to start the season. 282, 2 touchdowns, running the ball, averaging 3.4 a carry. Pennington got himself 5 yards a carry. TJ Dreamer had 6 catches. Zin Racer. James LeGlaze, the redshirt freshman SFA player. Jamori Finkley had 7 tackles. No sacks on the day. Fudge Longbottom. And now for Army, Matt Kerr, 10 of 29, 127. Gable Glazer, the SFA player, goes for 71. They just couldn't finish any of their drives. You got to find the end zone here in these BearCave games. And that's one of the very interesting parts of this season, is in order to win a national championship, you have to at least win 1 BearCave game if you have a bye, or you have to win 2 if you're in the opening round, as there's Bram Buckshot, the SFA freshman. They forced 4 fumbles. Courtney Clutch coming over from UNLV. They recovered 3 of them. That's how they stayed in this game. Oh, yeah, Flame, maybe Rick can keep his tool public this season, perhaps? So that we can, because it establishes quadrants for you, if you want to do that. You might just have to ask Rick for the link. Yeah, Elvis, at the time when I do the committee rankings, it will be in the Watch Party channel in the Patreon section. Okay, so where are we going next? We are going to a banger. We've got the Southern Miss just dominant champion versus the MAC dominant champion. Ohio Mania is back, folks. Season 20. Feels like we've had decades of Ohio Mania. Did you guys hear that Ohio today changed their logo and did not tell the athletic department? They changed the Ohio behind the Bobcat. So now they have to scramble for new uniforms and all this stuff. Isn't that hilarious? Lol, Ohio, lol. Howard Black, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. This is our only push game of the day. This is just a true pick'em. Who do you think is coming away with a critical non-conference win? Are you going with Ohio Mania or Southern Miss? In my opinion, I think this is more of a must-win for Southern Miss, as their schedule is always rather bleak. Ohio Mania still at least has Kent State, a couple other dominoes on that schedule. But Southern Miss, this is their one big game of the season. They better not mess it up, otherwise they practically have to win the Sun Belt, which they've done like 4 out of the last 5 years. But if you're here, Howard Blackie is heads and kick. We get to see my king, J.C. England, the greatest receiver of all time. Let's see what he does here today. There's a lot of money on the line here. And very evenly matched. Ohio Mania has the edge offensively. But you know how good Southern Miss has been the last 5 years. They won a playoff game this past year. They upset Fresno State, kicked Kennelly over to Ann Arbor. So let's see what we got. Here we go. JC England, my beloved. This is the free TC Liberty Bowl, a Geyser Field kickoff event, and Ohio Mania strikes first. 7-7. Southern Miss gets one back. Ohio Mania on their back toes. They cannot score before halftime. Ohio Mania not looking good here. Can they score? Yes, they do. But Southern Miss methodical right down the field, but they do not score. Going back and forth here. Very low-scoring game considering the stakes, and a big-time gain. 40-yard rushing touchdown here for Ohio Mania, and nothing doing there. Can they score again? No, they can't. We're going to go one play at a time. Southern Miss going right down the field. Clock is ticking, and they are cool as the other side of the pillow. Here comes Southern Miss. They've done this so many times before, but it's 4th and 5, and we are going to watch it. Here we go. A critical non-conference game between two CFP contenders. Southern Miss, 4th and 5. Game on the line. Rolls it into the dirt. Ohio Mania. That's Charlie Chiggins, the SFA freshman, making a splash. So now the defense has to make a stop. The true freshman making the play of the day. So all Ohio Mania has to do now is run out the clock. Nelly Streeter, he rolls right. He has all the time in the world. He yams it deep. My beloved JC England. Oh, baby. We are so back. JC England right to the forehead. Here we go. Safety's coming down. They pushed him out of bounds, so they didn't use their timeout yet. But he's... Oh, my God! No more Rudy Rollins. Who is that? He just literally put the team on his back for another first down. Ohio Mania, the aura, even after a month and a half, is oozing off the screen. Anthony Williams, have yourself a day. A Southern Miss defense known for their rush defense. Of course, not to Jaquez Shady, who put 300 on their head top last year. But here we go to the outside, cuts upfield. Look at Williams roll. They are bludgeoning them. This is going to be a win for Ohio Mania. Nothing left to do but sit on it. But Ohio Mania, they're not done. They smell blood. They want a quality win here. They're going to hand it off again. And look at the blocks. Oh, my God. Down to the 5. Down to the inch. Anthony Williams, a 200 nuke. Yeah, I don't have any drop frames, Flame. That's on you. 1st and goal for Ohio Mania. They're going to run the clock here. Come on, throw the ball. Throw it to JC. Ohio Mania absolutely moving the defense. To put an exclamation point on this game, it's Nelly Streeter. Touchdown, Ohio Mania. Bang, bang, 2 scores. That means we go back to the sim engine. Does Southern Miss have a miracle? And a pass intercepted by Ohio Mania, and that will do it. A signature victory here for Howard Black on their quest to defend the MAC title. A critical game, as now Southern Miss is on their back foot. They're probably going to have to win 11 in a row and win the conference, which they will probably end up doing. But nonetheless, amazing job. 28 grand was on the line there. And it was JC England finding a hole in the defense. Make sure to DM me that you got a raffle ticket there, Dogwater. Remember, folks, raffle tickets give you a chance to win a 80 overall reward player at the end of the year. So Anthony Williams, already the best running back in the country. A very nice surprise there from Ohio Mania. They are going to jet up the polls after that one. 40-yarder. So Nelly Streeter goes 20 of 35, 262, 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. Williams had 198 on the ground, along of 40 and added a score. J.C. England leaned the way, but Udo Uzuma, the big-time deep threat that we've seen before. Jarrett Roberson, SFA player, 10 pancakes. And the debut for Charlie Chiggins, the SFA player, 10 tackles, 2 TFLs, and that hit. And Dugan Caps, the SFA freshman. Ohio Mania investing in the trenches, paying off here today as Matt Bailey picks off a pass, 3 deflections, the forced fumble for Josh Green, and the recovery. And for Southern Miss, Mike Smith, 15 of 27, 164 and a tutty. Rushing the ball, Pat Holt, 88 yards and a score. Macklin went 5 for 53, but not much else moving on. 2 TFLs for Kevin Smith, 2 sacks on the day for the team, and the pick from Justin McDaniel. This is the best team in the Sun Belt, though. The only other team that's even close is Georgia Southern, so we'll see what happens in that conference. But a beautiful start here over the last couple of games. We got some close ones, at least some interesting gameplay. So that's an Ohio outright victory for those of you guys betting at home. And now we move on, and we are moving on to the big-time games. And here is a big-time game between 2 teams that are probably going to be fighting for at-large berths in the CFP. Minnesota and Miami. Coach Eisen and Coach Rick. Rick, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive, as you do get priority as the away team. Inches separate these 2 teams. They're 8 and 9 in the poll. So we'll see what happens. This is a 2-point favorite, though, for Minnesota on the road. So who are you rocking with? Sycamore Crowdis is a senior. They still got Bo Houston up there in Minnesota. But we are going to get the debut of Jamar Petroza taking over for Addie McBuckets, who just did graduate. Elvis gave me a penny. Let's go! Woo! Purdue, the spoiler the spoiler makers are back. For every penny you donate, Elvis, I will beat you by 1 less point. So instead of 100-0, it is now 99-0. You're welcome. Watch out for Wisconsin, folks. They're the team that nobody is talking about. We may just shock the world and go 6-6. You never know. But big time game here. Bo Houston, a senior from Georgia, the transfer from Charlotte. Does he have Minnesota as a title contender? Is this finally the year of Coach Rick? Not so much. This is the Citrus Bowl Classic. He won the Citrus Bowl. Rick seems to live in the Citrus Bowl, so maybe that'll get him to the playoff next year. 7-0, though, for Miami, but Minnesota responds. The great value of Week 0, though, is it gives you a premium non-conference opponent and a chance to give the committee a massive data point for you as you enter the second half. Minnesota up 14. Miami has to stop the bleeding. And they get 2 quick scores there in the blink of an eye. They must have gotten a turnover. But Minnesota right down your throat. They are the GOAT at running the clock. Another penny from Coach Elvis. Thank you. As here comes Miami. They've got to score. They've got to punch it in right now. Goal to go, and they do it. 3 minutes on the clock. They're down by 5. They did not get that 2-point conversion. They got to find a way here. 3rd and 2. Can Miami get the stop they need? Safety's coming down. Bo Houston, the handoff, broken tackle, first down! What a run there. He was hit instantly. That was Barton Tuck, the transfer from Notre Dame. Barton Tuck, I guess, playing, it should be Jamar Pedroza, but now Bo Houston on the keeper. They got to start using those timeouts. But Coach Huey giving Barton Tuck over to Coach Rick, helping him there. A critical conversion. 2nd and 6. Handoff, it's another Bo keeper. Bo RB, he's stepping a man. Oh, there goes Bo. 23 yards straight to the forehead. Channeling his inner Borb on that one. No broken ankles in sight. Trips to the left-hand side. Bo Houston, the handoff to Barton Tuck. And he'll get a nice 7 yards. This game feels like it's over. Just one more first down. Barton Tuck definitely coming in for injury, so we'll have to check on that. 4 wide. The snap, the handoff, Tuck in. They give him the first, and that will do it. Minnesota will hang on to start the year with a big-time victory. That is a Minnesota cover. They were a 2-point favorite. Congratulations to Coach Rick, starting the season out with an absolute banger of a win. Miami keeping it close, but they definitely needed that. So 35-30 is your final. Minnesota covers. Is Coach Rick a contender? Some are saying. Chance Finnegan coming over from Fresno State. Some are saying that Minnesota had a poor portal. Yes, it wasn't last year. It was the year before that, Coach Mike. You know, Florida State also had a really bad year, and then they won the Natty like 2 years later, so maybe it is Minnesota's year. Boom, Elvis. It's down to 97-0. Thank you, Slime. We will take your pennies over here, as moving cross-country is quite expensive. But we are vibing. So yes, Minnesota with the cover. Only 46% of the money was on Minnesota. You guys were trusting Coach Eisen on that one. Does Slime know where the Rocky Mountains are? That is definitely not true. I did go over the Rocky Mountains, you big dummy. You have to go through the mountains to get to California. So Chance Finnegan scores. Great job, Coach Rick. Bo Houston finally finding his angle here. 18 of 29, 218, and 4 touchdowns. And he also ran the ball a lot, but I am worried about Jamar Pedroza. 5'5", 400 pounds. We've still not seen him live. He wasn't in the game, but Barton Tuck took over, and he won them the game. We got to wait to see the 5'5", 400-pounder that Coach Mike created in the Patreon recruits. But Chance Finnegan, 7 of 96. Luke McGee coming in. Chris Freeman, 9 tackles. 3 TFLs here for Weisbecker and Miller. The sack for Moses. Interception for Gerald Jenkins. 3 deflections. That's Rocky Bullwinkle. And a fumble. And Sycamore Kratos goes 15-23, 210, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. He is quite good. We'll see how they play this year. They had a really good year last year. Last year here for Sycamore Kratos. 2 TFLs for Ellison. No sacks here for Coach Eisen. No interceptions. 3 deflections. 2 forced fumbles. Yep, one of the more interesting teams coming into the year, Coach Phi. You're one of the teams that was the most heavily affected with the glitch, but also you managed to get a new quarterback, couple new arms in the process. No Jabo Gritters as well, so very interesting team. Is that where we're headed next? It is. So Coach Phi, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive, and what jerseys you'd like to wear. This is a 5-point favorite for Washington. So Vegas not going with Texas State here. So Texas State had one of the worst off seasons that we've seen in the last couple of years from a top contender. Remember, were a Final Four team last season. But they did get the promising young quarterback from Washington, Ricky Wilkerson. So, well, this is a team, he's going up against their former team, right? Maybe giving them some pointers about what they're going to run. The backup to Bo Bullitt, so we'll see what happens. But new look guys on the defense as well. Coach Phi wants a maroon out. So here we go. Get your Bobinas in, folks. Texas State and Washington. IRL, Pac-12 versus Big Ten. But here it's Conference USA versus Pac-12. For what it's worth, Shondell Cook was going to declare no matter what, because even when I was able to keep players, before I figured out I couldn't switch teams, he decided to declare anyways. So here we go. Texas State, who's once again the favorite in the Conference USA, but they're a little less of a favorite. Maybe there might be a shocker in the Conference USA this year. We'll have to see how they play. This is the Fiesta Bowl kickoff game. Tails and kick for Coach Phi. The defensive juggernaut still has Tyrell Schmoochie. He had to rebuild this offense, though, but they still have some good players. They still have pretty much their whole core on offense. Just a new quarterback. So here we go. Quick score for Washington. Not good for Texas State. But they're on the precipice of points here to start the second quarter, and they do. They tie it up. They take the lead. Did Texas State in one offseason become an offensive powerhouse? It's tied at the break. Oh, a quick score for Texas State. Who is this team? They're giving up points, but they're taking them right back. They have the ball. Another quick score, but they got stuck at the goal line on 4th and inches. We're going to go one play at a time here. Washington, what can they do? Bo Bullitt. They had to give it away. So a chance to finish the game here for Texas State. This new look offense seems to be vibing here today, but they had to punt it away. Nobody wants to do anything here. And a 5-yard penalty on the defense. Coach Phi's boys jumped. So uncharacteristic for a Coach Phi defense. And oh, an interception! Hold on! And now it's goal to go. An interception and now a touchdown right before we jump in. So we aren't going to jump in yet. It's not a one-score game. So the Bo Bullitt interception has completely turned this game on its head. Guyot trying to score here, and they do. So here we go, 31-28. Washington has all of their timeouts. And the onside kick is recovered here by Texas State. But they have to get a first down. So we'll get our first look here at Ricky Wilkerson and company. They still have Lil Lachante. They still have Malik Rivers. They still have A.O. Clement, but they brought in Bruce Gryseals over from Colorado. So no more Hunter Marshall. And there's the handoff. A.O. Clement, he might just finish him off, and he does. That should do it. Barring a turnover, Washington might get the ball back with like 10 seconds left here. So they lost their two most impactful players. It does not matter, it seems. There goes A.O. Clement again. He had a great playoff. Really coming into his own, the former Denton Fatty. So will they trust the arm of Wilkerson here? We're going to just hand it off to A.O. Clement up the gut, and he gets 2. So depending on how long this play takes, Washington might get one more chance. The Fiesta Bowl kickoff here in Arizona. Handoff. Oh, he's blown up. Shades of Damian Chambers, Jamar Hart. So 6 seconds is the difference, and they are going to go for it. So I think their plan is just to run the clock out regardless. Very interesting strategy here from Texas State, not taking the field goal. We'll see if it works out for them. They got to run 5 seconds off this clock. Will they throw the ball? Ricky Wilkerson, the brand new quarterback, against his former team. The snap, they're going to throw it. Wilkerson yams it, and open man, first down! Malik Rivers! He will ice it here to upset his former team. What a call, and what a game for Texas State. Definitely not the same team as the last 2 seasons, but they found a way to roll with the punches and get a massive neutral site victory over a ranked opponent. That is an outright victory, folks, 31-28. Congratulations, Coach Phi. Out of anyone who could have a gripe with the offseason, it don't matter. What a route from Malik Rivers there. So we're making our way through this BearCave slate. We still got 5 games left, and we got a game day coming up. So make sure you guys stay with us here. Got some massive, massive games still on deck. So scoring summary, A.O. Clement, Little Lachante, and then a 75-yard run from A.O. Clement. Ricky Wilkinson, 18 of 33, 255, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. A.O. Clement goes for 185 and 2 scores. He's the leading reception leader, but McIntosh got 101 yards. Vincent Bryant, 10 tackles, 3 TFLs, 3 sacks on the day for Vincent Bryant, the new guy who's starting because of these errors, and he comes up huge. Interception for Blake Austin, the edge guy, and Chad Sentel, he gets a deflection. Hold on. Did Chad Sentel get a catch? No forced fumbles here. No catches for Chad Sentel. But Washington, Bo Bullet, 23 of 40, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. John Manning takes over for Cinch Brown. He gets 85 yards. SFA player Griffin Corbett's the IGR. He gets 85 yards. A guy, SFA guy as well. 3 TFLs for Stephen Sanders. No sacks. The interception for Alex Spicer. He was the legend in their natty run on defense. So that will do it. A great game there for Texas State. I thought this year was probably going to be a very down year here for Coach Phi, but starts it out with a bang. Now, of course, we got to take week 0 with a grain of salt. It's the only data we have. However, it is quite interesting. Washington is only a year removed from winning a national championship. But we move on, and we have one I'm excited for. It is Auburn, and it is Maryland. Papa Smoke taking on Auburn. Papa Smoke has a new quarterback as well. No more Benedict Hasselbrook. It's a new era. It's Pharaoh Flom against, of course, Lenoris Gums. So Papa Smoke, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. You do get priority here. Logan Bronner up to a 98. He is probably one of the favorites for the Heisman. Both playoff teams last season. This is a 7-point favorite for Auburn. Is it finally Auburn's year here? Of course, both these guys in very precarious divisions. Maryland has to worry about North Carolina. Auburn has to worry about Tennessee and Florida every year. So we'll see what happens here for the Auburn Tigers. Tails and kick for Papa Smoke. Very interesting matchup. For Maryland, it's kind of all about these new faces, new production. Let's see if they can live up to the old production. And the Auburn Tigers just about staying the course and getting back to the postseason healthy. There's Benny Morris. We are in the Sugar Bowl kickoff down here in the Superdome. Tails in kick for Papa Smoke. So here we go. Sugar Bowl kickoff. Auburn scores 2 field goals in the blink of an eye. It's 13-0. Not like this, Pharaoh Flom. Are the brights too bright? There we go. 13-7. Maryland coming back. They got to lean on CeeLo Gold this year, but they're down 10. Come on, Maryland. Auburn looking like a force to be reckoned with this year. 27-10. Not looking good for Maryland. Maryland fights back, but they've got to get more points here. They got to get a stop, and they do. We're going to go one play at a time here. They're on their own goal line. Not looking good, and they punt it away. Bronner can finish this game on his own. Not a 2-score game. Bronner up the gut, and there it is. Touchdown. Or no, it's a field goal. Still only 2 scores. Does Pharaoh Flom have a legacy moment in him? They've got to find a way to score, and they do! Zaire Bradley, the SFA player. So 20 seconds in a dream. Can Maryland get the ball back? It's recovered. They got to force a fumble, and they don't. So Auburn's going to survive, and it's a no cover. As long as they get these snaps off, and Auburn no cover to start the season. Exactly what they needed. Lenoris Gums. Tough draw there for Maryland, but nice fight from the freshman. And there it is. Auburn wins 30-24. But that is a no cover, so all of the channel points go to the Maryland bettors. Logan Bronner looking pretty good. So Pharaoh Flom, the redshirt freshman, 22 of 41, 287, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. This is literally just Jim Romo. CeeLo Gold gets 58 yards on the ground. Rushing or receiving, Zaire Bradley, 8 for 95. Jefferson, 6 for 90. Brad Robinson, 5 TFLs. That's huge. No interceptions. 3 deflections and the fumble for Scott Nichols. Only 50% there on the kicking. And for Auburn, Lenoris Gums, 12 of 20, 173 and 2 touchdowns. Okay, Lenoris, thanks for coming out. 43 carries for Bronner. He's never going to survive to the Natty, but he does get a touchdown here today. And John Perry, Theodore Flatfoot in his debut. Burmeister, 10 pancakes. Kenny Vornholt, 8 tackles, 3 TFLs for Ryan Williams. Kenny Vornholt and McPherson and Derek Hayford all get picks. Forced fumble for Gary Goodyear. And that will do it for the Auburn Tigers. So picking up right where they left off in the last couple of seasons. Is this finally Auburn's year? Logan Bronner has been injured for half his career and stuck behind bourbon boozing. So he's just trying to ruin his NFL career, it seems. But this is an Auburn no cover for those of you guys betting at home. All right, now we get a fun one. A rematch of a game last year is Stanford at Arkansas. So, Coach Wynn, you do get priority as you are the away team, but you guys both can pick your jerseys as high as Patreon members. So, let me know what jerseys you want. This is going to be a 3.5-point favorite for Arkansas. Arkansas is a slight favorite over Alabama to win the division. But Florida is the overarching favorite for the SEC. For Stanford, can they repeat? That is the question. Getting off to a good start here is imperative. So Win, let me know. Heads and receive regular jerseys. Coach Key, let me know what jerseys you want. We've got Danny Omaha versus Corey Light. The only back that Bama belongs in with that conversation is big back. Bunch of fatties. All right, so whiteout. So that means Stanford, we got to go home. And for Arkansas, they will go with whiteout. Then me? No, you're not. Come on, Cryo. You are not 6'1", and you're not skinnier than 6'1", 155. You would be dead. I'm just barely above the oof line. Heads and receive here. Coach Wynn wants to receive head. So here we go. The Cardinal versus the Omahogs. Darshell Wims, the SFA linebacker. This is the Rose Bowl Kickoff Classic, so Stanford definitely closer to home here. Remember, guys, pipeline players will be revealed after the games today. Stanford is a team that did claim one. So here we go, the Rose Bowl Kickoff. Who's going to score first? It's Danny Omaha. Stanford adds a field goal, second quarter now. Arkansas gets another one, but they missed the extra point. Stanford not looking good here early. And an interception there on the goal line to save points at the half. So still a 10-point game and a quick score for Arkansas. Arkansas running away with this. Stanford not looking too hot. They've got to start putting the ball in the end zone here. 23-6. It's going the other way. 30-6. It might just be a splattering here in the Rose, but they do get a score here late. And 33-12. That looks like it will do it. The Omahogs will cover. So great day to be in the SEC, apparently. The Omahogs may just be back. Tyrone Flair returns a kickoff, 102 yards. Oh dear, oh my. 33-19. Corey Light, 21 of 33, 301, and an interception. Rushing the ball, only 86 yards for our dear DeQuinton Sims. Namari Dildo, SFA player, 157. Defensively, Vanderhosen, SFA player, 3 TFLs, a sack for Hobbs and Ovi Ugwa. Interception for Darcel Wim. So all the SFA players getting involved here, but just not enough. Danny Omaha, 24-39, 309, and an interception. So he himself didn't have a good day, but Dier Rado, 23-01, 17, 5 yards carry, 2 touchdowns, and through the air, nobody received one. But on defense, Denzel Hogan gets 3 TFLs. The sack for Nate Green. Interception for Brian Nicholson. Have some glitch to the overalls happening. 3 deflections. No forced fumbles. And that will do it. Yeah, week 0, not for the faint of heart, folks. It's not always the best to be on week 0, but it is a great opportunity. All right, so this is Arkansas with a cover. For those of you guys betting at home, we'll pay that out. 48% of the money went on the Omahogs. Yes, Cryo, I know that you guys cheated and are the worst team in the Super Bowl in quite some time. All right, now a game that's going to be clear fireworks. We've got Texas A&M and we've got Notre Dame. We've got Bexley versus Rico Giraldo. Yes, Julian Bexley. The reason why Flame left to USC is on Texas A&M now, along with Thurl Schlockbauer, who transferred away from Wisconsin after 1 year. But our national championship participant, Coach Huey, is back. They are a 2.5-point favorite against Mighty Mango. Can TAMU pull the upset? They had a good year last year. Huey, if you're here, let me know kick or receive, and let me know what jerseys you want. Mango, let me know. Heads or tails, kick or receive. You actually get priority for the coin toss. Will Mango get... Will he fix Julian Bexley? That is the question. Tails and receive. Very nice. I don't see anything from Coach Huey, so we're just going to go ahead and get started. Notre Dame had a miracle run to the Natty after being undefeated in the regular season. Only 3 more games here in this BearCave slate. I only have 1 highlight. What the heck, Slime? Rambo Edges was the Lombardi winner last season. So here we go, the Peach Kickoff Bowl. And we are off. Notre Dame, Texas A&M. Notre Dame is not doing anything here on either side. We know Julian Bexley is allergic to scoring points, but I didn't know he was this allergic. It's 10-0 at the break. 17-0. Oh no, Julian Bexley. Stinky town. They do score here. Oh, a quick score for TAMU. Not like this. It's Colt versus Colt. They're going bar for bar. They're going weird for weird. Here we go. I'm going to go actually 1 play at a time here. 20-14. Can't believe the defense has just stopped. Oh, yeah, he is rating Mashburn as well. I totally forgot Mashburn exists. 4 minutes left here. Rico Giraldo, Micah Manners. Man, this game's going back and forth. We're going to see Austin Vega, too. Not like this. It's 4th down. I can't jump in quite yet. They decided to trust the defense, and the defense comes through. So here we go. Down by 6. A&M has the rock at the 34. Julian Bexley. Thurl Schlockbauer, Austin Vega. Bexley dumps it off to Vega. He gets upfield, breaks a tackle, and gets 3. Clock is ticking. Should see Rayton Mashburn as well, transferred from Colorado. 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions for Bexley. Dorian Lennox-Lee, though, playing defense. Slockbauer, bottom of your screen. Transfer from Wisconsin. Bexley yams it left side and almost intercepted. Great deflection there from the defender. Mango said he could fix Bexley. 4 wide, 3rd and 7. Against the oh, he's wide open! Not like this! Thurl Slockbauer on your dome! Touchdown, A&M! Julian Bexley strikes! The first yam of season 20 goes to the Aggies. And it, of course, is from the player I lost to a wheel spin. Why couldn't you do that up in Madison, Thurl? Oh, no. So now it goes to Rico Giraldo and Micah Manners. Notre Dame, over the last couple of years since Huey took over, has been known for back-and-forth finishes. Can Huey get it done again? Can they go bar for bar, Colt for Colt? Here we go. Rico Giraldo, they were in the national championship last season. The snap, the quick throw, and out of bounds. Rico Giraldo, maybe a bit scared of this ferocious pass rush. Second and 10 here. The snap for Rico. He has a clean pocket. He yams it right side. And oh, the 50-50 ball broken up by Chad Burks. There was no separation there. He was stuck to him like white on rice looking for Daniel Pickens. It's now 3rd and 10. 2 tight ends set here. They got to move this rock. Rico Giraldo over the middle. Hits him, and that is close to a first down. It's a manageable 4th down. Ivan Murray hit a big-time playoff performance. 4th and 3. Game officially on the line for the Irish. They come out in full house. What is the call for Huey? Play action. Rico has all the time in the world. He yams it deep and wide open, man. It's Ivan Murray. He breaks away inside the 20. A 50 bomb for the Catholics. Texas A&M on the ropes. They're not calling their timeouts anytime soon. Hand off to Micah Manners, and he gets to the outside. He breaks away. Micah Manners, touchdown, Notre Dame! Huey strikes back. And they are going to go for 2 to make it a 7-point game. Julian Bexley needs another miracle. Rico Giraldo on the ropes, over the middle, caught one-handed, but he's short. They're just flexing on him. 26-21, down by 5, 3 timeouts. The return is caught up to the 27, that's Rayton Mashburn. Over double the plays. My God, look at that. 94-48. What is this game script? Texas A&M is only big plays. Here we go. 17 seconds in a dream. Safety's coming down. I'm not sure what the plan is. The mid-screen. Oh, it's tipped away by the defensive tackle, Tank Abrams. Oh my God, what a play from Tank. 14 seconds left. Bexley, it's another screen to Vega. He sets up the blocks, but nothing happens. They are not even in yam range here. They've got to find some yardage. Stop with the screens. 3rd and 7. Delayed give here, just trying to get to a Hail Mary spot, and they do. So here we go. Game on the line for A&M. 58 yards away. Bexley rolls left, and he yams. He's sacked, but there's a second on the clock. The rush was just too fast. So now they need a 65-yard bomb. 2nd and 17 and a dream, only rushing 2. He yams it deep down the seam. Tip, almost caught. But Notre Dame survives. What a game and what a way to kick off the season. Notre Dame covers. Not yet, Tribe, you're coming up soon. What a way to kick off the season. Notre Dame, they blow the coverage. Thurl Slockbauer gets behind Dorian Lennox-Lee. But then Notre Dame, Ivan Murray gets it done on 4th down nonetheless. They get a 50-yard bomb to Ivan Murray on a deep comeback route. So better watch out, A&M. They look pretty good. Might be a dark horse in that division without Baylor. Baylor might still be good, don't know for sure. What a game. See, Mango, it's because it takes time for the team to gel. As a portal team like you are, you got to give yourself a chance. And it was Raiden Mashburn who got him back in the game with a special teams touchdown. So all the portal additions getting involved there. The 3 of them, Mashburn, Bexley, and Mashburn. And Slockbauer, 20 42, 263, 2 scores and 2 picks. They couldn't run the ball at all. 100 yards for Thurl, my beloved. 11 tackles for Jackson, 3 TFLs. Thank you, Elvis, for the penny. 3 deflections, 2 fumbles forced from the defensive tackle. They only got 1 of them. Rico Giraldo, 22 of 39, 299 and a score. Rushing the ball, Micah Manners, 155 and 2 touchdowns. Rico Giraldo gets 38 himself. Ivan Murray, the big player of the day, 6 for 138, as they try to get back to the national championship game. Rambo Edges gets a sack and a TFL along with Lamar Goudry. Dorian Lennox-Lee and Slaughter got themselves interceptions. Couple deflections here from the boys, and that will do it. 26-21 is your final. So Micah Manners, Julian Bexley, your players of the game. So just a couple more games here to finish us out on BearCave. That's a Notre Dame cover. Remember, I'll post everything in the Discord afterwards, and then I'm also going to upload VODs to YouTube for later tonight. So next up, only a few games remain. We are going to see the defending national champions, Ohio State and Florida State, number 1 in the nation. Jackie Moon, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive, and what jerseys you'd like to wear. This is a 3-point favorite for Florida State. Were they able to reload, or are they going to drop off this year? That is the question. No more Jaquez Shady. Are they the same team? So I don't see anything from Jackie Moons. We're just going to jump in here. Only game left after this is Florida, Iowa State, and then game day, which is Iowa and Georgia Tech, the debut of Tevin Crumpler, the Yams legend. Taking over for Kai Oyama, giving Georgia Tech fan new hope. As we've got rain at the Orange Bowl is the only way we know how. The Orange Bowl kickoff game, Ohio State and Florida State. Looks like someone gave Ben Brothers cornrows. So here we go. How will this season unfold? Florida State 7-0. 14-0 for the defending champs. Ohio State getting put right on their ass. 17-0. The nuts are cracking. 17-3. Do they have a touchdown in them? 24-3. A first quarter to remember here for the Seminoles. 31-3. Not looking good here for the Nuts. Are they even going to score a touchdown? That is the question. It doesn't look good here. They finally get into the end zone, down by 21. Florida State adds it right back. It might be wraps for the Nuts, and that spells out a lot of different things. Notre Dame may not be good, or Florida State might still be the biggest threat in the ACC, as an easy cover there for Jackie Moon. Stu Strupa gets into the end zone. Oh my. So Ben Brothers, 24-34, 369 and 3 touchdowns. Clark Vivek goes 27 for 143. He is now the starter. Timothy Buffett is still here. Cody Webb comes back, gets 2 touchdowns. Stu Strupa gets a tutty. On defense, LaHonte Liggins, the freshman SFA player. 3 sacks on the day. Angela Washburn coming over from UNLV. Isaac Osborne, 20 of 36, 230. In his freshman year, he brought them to the semifinals. They have been anything but elite since. They had a bad year last year. Joe Mueller, 11 tackles, 3 TFLs for Gabe Shaw, the sack for Sean Flowers, but nothing else. Nixon Pack SFA player Jack Rabbit, both freshmen. And that will do it. So one more game for this BearCave slate. Thank you guys for tuning in. Glad to be back. Glad to have a sense of normalcy here among all the change going on. FSU with cover. So the final BearCave game of the day. Iowa State and Florida. Number 2 versus number 4. Remember, guys, to leave your polls in the coaching polls section. You can be a part of the coaches poll, the AP poll we do every week. Your voice matters, so let me know what you guys think of these teams. As Florida is a 3-point favorite. Remember, no more 3-headed monster here for Iowa State. It is the birth of a new era. No more Greg Cooper. No more Ray J. Butler, arguably the greatest wide receiver of all time, arguably. There's a lot of debate about that, even today in the server. But they still got Cleve Peppers. He missed the playoffs due to injury. Iowa State was banged up. So Schwartz, if you're here, let me know heads or tails, kick or receive. Tribe, if you're here, you do get to pick your jerseys. And then we have game day right after this. We got Iowa, Coach Jarkus taking on Georgia Tech in a surefire banger. I don't see anything from either of these coaches, so we're just going to go aboard and let it cook. Yeah, Ray J likely going to be a Hall of Famer. I mean, for sure, but... So here we go, the Florida Gators and Coach Tribe taking on Iowa State. Cleat Peppers. So here we go. The Cotton Bowl kickoff. No rain here. What's going to happen? Number 2 versus number 4. Both major Florida schools top the polls to start the season. And Iowa State starts with a score. Florida, they get a touchdown right away. They brought in Rush Kinghorn from UNLV, the top running back in the nation. 16-14 currently. Very evenly matched here. 19-14 Florida, though they add points. They're up 3 as we enter the fourth quarter. And Iowa State responds. And Florida can't get it in. They're short. So 26-22, they're on their back toe. They got to do something with this drive. Inside 2 minutes, it's 4th down. They got to go for it. We can't jump in here. Did they get it? No, they didn't. Rush Kinghorn drops the pass from Tremblay. So the defense has to make a play here, and they don't. So Iowa State has the ball. They can end the game. They are going Wildcat here. Handoff up the gut. Gets nothing. Dougie Mellons, 109 yards. The SFA freshman. Safety coming down, handoff here, a broken tackle, he gets around the corner, he almost got the first. Dougie Mellons, the fastest player in the SFA freshman class. 3rd and 2, game on the line. The snap to Peppers, and he hits his man. First down. Is Florida going to go down here? Kellen Schonert, the SFA player. He got him in the portal from Nebraska. Handoff, it's Dougie Mellons breaking tackles. No, that's Kellen Schonert. He's a middle linebacker, but he also can play tight end. He was on Nebraska's roster, and he entered the portal on his own. Or it was a broken promise. One of the two. Cleat Peppers with the keeper. They got to force a fumble or something now. It's not looking good here for Florida.
That makes it 1st and goal.
I think they can just fall in it here, but they're not going to. They're still running actual plays. Florida has a chance. Handoff. Reverses. Field. Oh, he breaks everybody's ankles. What is Dougie Mellons doing? Michael Violet finally gets him. Dougie Mellons was stuck doing the stanky leg there. So last chance here for the Gators. They got to force a fumble on Mellons, and they can't do it.
Call it a gain of 9 yards. That makes it 3rd and goal.
And there it is. Iowa State gets it done. An outright victory here for the Cyclones. Taking down the team with the best roster talent on the year. So already a top talented team does not win. Remember, folks, this is why we play the games. They're not played on paper. So the SEC had a fantastic day up until the point their favorite played, but Arkansas and Auburn still won. So 1 game left, folks. We have Game day. We'll be back here in a couple of minutes, of course. But as BearCave tradition, we'll check out the Week 1 slate, where we'll be back next week at some point. 26-22. Kellen Schoner is number 53. He's a SFA player he got from Nebraska. He plays linebacker, and he also plays tight end. So 26-22. You should have started Whippets there, Coach. Coach Strive. 22 of 34, 289, 2 touchdowns for Cleet Peppers. Dougie Mellons bursts onto the scene, has a decent day. Johnny Burton had 2 touchdowns. Defensively, Kenny Cole with 12 tackles, 3 TFLs there. 3 sacks here. No interceptions. Deflections for Devin McYoink. Forced fumble for Kellen Schoner. So two-way player, I guess, having a day. For Tremblay, 20 of 29, 232, and 3 touchdowns. He had a good day. Rush Kinghorn rushed for 156. They just couldn't put it together at the end, I guess. Chip Mudflaps, 7 pancakes. Ace Jackson had 10 tackles, 2 TFLs for Leach. No sacks. No interceptions. So, I mean, I don't really see, like, an issue with how Florida played. It's one of those games where you just lost to a good team. So, Florida goes down. Iowa State, of course, is an outright victory. So before we head out, we'll be right back for game day, of course, but want to make sure I pay you guys out here. That's 47% of the money on Iowa State. Congratulations. So final game, which we'll watch in a second, Georgia Tech and Iowa, neutral site, 6-7, 6-7 as the kids say. But week 1 is next week, folks. And this is the slate that we have. Oregon State, Illinois, Texas Tech, Alabama. Probably game day. We'll have to see what these other games hold. Michigan State, Tennessee. Oklahoma, Pittsburgh's a good one. Remember, if you're in week 0, you have a bye in week 1. So every other user will play next week for sure. Jabo Gritters against Penn State. Penn State's supposed to have a good year. We'll see what happens in that game. Texas and Oregon. Kansas State, Michigan. The debut of Yamberto and Hamberto Reyes, the generational duo. Baylor, North Carolina, always a banger. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I'll be back in less than 5 minutes for game day here. Just got to switch everything over. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and thank you guys so much for waiting a month and a half. Don't think we'll ever have that kind of a delay again. I don't think I'm moving states for a while. So thank you guys, and we'll see you guys here in a couple of minutes.